Moving on to 5A, that's the nightcap. That's the one that we will be, having a watch party for on Friday night. That's Zionsville 9-5 against Indianapolis Cathedral, who is 13-1. Their last meeting was actually in last year's 5A state final, the first of two. That's funny. We're doing a watch party for both state finals rematches, Zionsville and Cathedral, and then Center Grove and Westfield. In that state final last year, Cathedral won 46-28 over Zionsville. Cathedral is number 1. Zionsville is number 2. The Zionsville Eagles' road to Indy looked like this. They started in sectional 12. They beat McCutcheon 45-0. They defeated Harrison 42-21, and then they defeated Kokomo 42-17. And then in the regionals, they defeated Fort Wayne Dwenger 35-14 and defeated Michigan City 52-21 in the semi-state. Cathedral's road to Indy. The Irish started in sectional 13. They defeaed Terre Haute North 56-0, Plainfield 54-7, and Decatur Central 31-7. In the regionals, they defeated New Palestine 23-7, and then in the semi-state, they beat New Albany 52-13. Zionsville is looking for their third state title, the first since 1996. Cathedral is looking for their 14th title, and also back-to-back titles.
A move to 6A.
Yes. And looking at the player to watch for Cathedral, the player to watch for me is Cathedral's quarterback, Danny O'Neill. He is 11th in the state in passing. He's completed 62% of his passes for 2,600 yards, 30 touchdowns, and just 2 interceptions. In last year's state final, Nate McCahill threw for 322 yards, scored 6 touchdowns. Excuse me. 5 passing, 1 rushing against Zionsville's defense. Cathedral in that game also jumped out to a 22-0 lead. So the reason that I'm applying that is that if O'Neill can have a similar game and a similar start, then the Irish should be pretty well set to repeat as state champions. I think if Danny O'Neill can have a big game, I think that's going to set the stage for what Cathedral can do.
Yeah, look. The players, I'm going to say players to watch in this game, the Zionsville defense, can they slow down Cathedral? Because so far this year, only one team has, and that's Center Grove, and Center Grove is ranked, 6th in the nation?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Cathedral is just on a different level than everybody else in 5A. Let's just be honest. The Zionsville defense is going to have their hands full, unfortunately. So I'm going to look for them to really step up and try to keep their offense in the game. If their defense can help keep them in the game and Zionsville can get a run game going, we could see a competitive game. Unfortunately, I just don't see that happening. I don't. I feel like this is Cathedral we're talking about here, and Cathedral's playing really good football yet again. So I'm going to go ahead and give my pick, but I'm going Cathedral in this one, and it's probably not going to be that fun of a game to watch, unfortunately.
Yeah, don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. This is our watch party. It better be 4 overtimes. We better get a repeat of Illinois and Penn State. It better be.
Oh gosh, no, that was a horrible game.
9 overtimes. I guess I mean in terms of overtimes, but
okay.
But yeah,
please, not a 9-6 9 overtime game.
But yeah, no, I'm looking at the running game for the Eagles as far as my key to the game, if they can establish the run, because Zionsville this season is 8-0 when rushing for 155 yards or more, and they are 1-5 when failing to do so. This postseason, they've had 3 games of 200+ rushing yards, 2 games of 300+ rushing yards, and they had 411 yards in their semi-state win over Michigan City. In that game, Gage Bankert rushed for 244 yards, 2 touchdowns in the semi-state win, and he ran for 241 yards and 2 touchdowns versus Fort Wayne Dwenger. That was replacing the injured Colin Price. So, Zionsville has different guys who can, carry the load on the ground, and if they can establish that running game, they can potentially keep up with Cathedral. But yeah, I'm with you. I think Cathedral is going to ultimately win. Like you said, their only loss is the 6A Center Grove. They have the 11th best quarterback in Indiana, and their defense averages less than a touchdown allowed per game. They've had a shutout on the season. They have 3 games allowing just 7 points, and then they allowed 13 last week. But their defense is just incredible. So yeah, I think Cathedral, like you said, gets their second state title and moves up to 6A. That was the preview of the 5A state championship, which is about to get underway between Zionsville and Indianapolis Cathedral. It's going to be a really fun matchup today. Hello, everyone. I am CraigCrash Collins of 3C Media and the Crash Course Podcast. Some other faces from around 3C Media due to hop in as well. It's going to be a fun night of football. Already 2 state champions have been crowned. Indianapolis Lutheran wins the 1A title. Gibson Southern wins the 2A title, the 3A title over Brebeuf. Both games looked as if, it looked as if the team that ended up losing was going to win. At one point, Adams Central had pretty good command of the game until Lutheran really turned on the Jets. They had a big rally in the second quarter, and then same could be said for Gibson Southern. They were down at one point, 26-7, and end up outscoring. It was 38-9 the rest of the way. I think I messed up in that tweet. It was 38-9. Was that final little run to the end there. So yeah, really excited. This is a rematch of last year's 5A state championship, Zionsville, Indianapolis Cathedral winning that game pretty handedly. Looking back at some of the highlights from earlier today, it's been a fun day of football. Going back through here, kind of scrolling back through all the like tweets that we had. I mean, this is from earlier today. Blake Hirely, his touchdown run, the Mental Attitude Award winner. Just a great job by Adams Central. One of those teams, you see, especially at the 1A level, a lot of running, a lot of ground and pound, and they really, who know how to do that well. You see teams kind of run at the 1A level kind of out of necessity, but that's not the case for Adams Central. They really put in the work. And, of course, a great scene today. Kyle Neddenrip, his tweet of Lutheran finally taking home the championship. Dave Pash, I've had a chance to meet Coach Pash, and he's a pretty awesome guy. And so it was cool to see that team get the win. Of course, Montesey Clay. This is the game-winning touchdown that Lutheran scored to give them the win. Montesey Clay. Sorry, I scrolled down a little bit too much. See if you guys can still see it. I don't want the audio to get screwed up here. But yeah, Montesey Clay just eluding everybody, just running over tacklers and getting into the end zone for the touchdown. Just a fantastic game. And then, of course, Brebeuf looked like they were going to run away with it early, and then they are able to, get some good touchdown passes and some good, good plays down the stretch here. Here's another touchdown pass by Brady Allen. I need to look it up. Brady Allen just absolutely torched the defense, in the second half. And really for the later part of that game. So yeah, really excited to see what happens between Zionsville and Cathedral. We've had some good games so far. Um, on this day. Um, Running a little bit later than normal. I was hoping that this game would get started around 7. Instead, it's going to start probably around 8:15, 8:30. So it happens. Um, I want to see. Gibson Southern Football Max Preps stats by game, stats by player actually. Brady Allen, I think today put him over 4,000 yards on the season, which is wild. Let's see, for his career, how many times did he throw for, or is this not going to show me the actual game by game list? Dude, for 384 yards against Columbus North, give me one where he threw for almost 400 yards, because that's what I'm kind of looking for. Because he 366 against Mount Vernon, 385. So that may have been, of this tournament run, 385 against Tri-West. So that was, I think, the highest passing yards that Brady Allen, the Purdue commit, had thrown for, in the tournament so far, and on the season. Honestly, 398 yards. Pretty wild. Looking back through his previous games, so he threw for 407 yards against Boonville in last year's state tournament. So that's Brady Allen the last time he had that kind of success, which is pretty wild through the air. But yeah, we'll see what Zionsville can do. If they can rally. I mean, what they were, about a 500 team going into the tournament, and then really caught fire at the right time, which is nice to see if you're a fan of Zionsville, and then of course Cathedral. Having the season that they've had, their only losses to Center Grove on the season. They're one of the best teams in the state. Likely going to be a 6A team next year, which will be pretty crazy. They're just so good. Got out. So what was this? I think it was when we did the pregame stuff. See, 5A, 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 5A. See, 46-28 in last year's game was what Cathedral did. Key to the game, Zionsville needs to rush for 155 yards because they're 8-0 this season when they've run for 155 yards. But yeah, they got torched by Cathedral's quarterback last year, so we'll see if not Brady O'Neill. We'll see what Danny O'Neill, I think is the name of the kid for the Cathedral, if he can have a good night. Danny O'Neill, yeah, Danny O'Neill. Yeah, Cathedral jumped out to a 22-0 lead. Of course, tonight, that's been what you don't want to have happen. People have been jumping out to big leads and then they haven't been able to hold on to them. So that's pretty wild. Yeah, we'll see what ends up happening. Oh, man. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Hope everybody enjoyed their time with friends and family over the holiday. A great Thanksgiving is what I hope everybody had. Yeah. Yeah, should be getting underway shortly in the 5A state championship. Yeah, it's wild too because with Lutheran, it looked like Adams Central was going to be, taking charge early. They had a punt return for a touchdown. They had two running touchdowns relatively easily, and then the defense for Lutheran just came into full force. Montesee Clay had some big plays. Jake Pash forced a fumble. He had a fumble. He forced a fumble, then caught a touchdown pass, and then I think caught a touchdown pass later in the game as well. So that was pretty insane. I got a teammate of mine that is a running back coach for the Irish. Nice. What's your pick for the game tonight, Griff Tech? I've got Cathedral. It's one of those things where like you look at the numbers and you're like, yeah, Zionsville's got some good numbers, but Cathedral's just Cathedral. Like it's kind of how I feel about Westfield and Center Grove tomorrow night. Like Westfield has a lot of upside, but you know, Center Grove is just the better. Center Grove is just the better team. I feel like. Irish 40, Zionsville 25. Okay, I like that. Yeah, I think Cathedral's gonna have a good game. Who did I have? I'm like blanking on all the things that I talked about on the podcast on Monday. I mean, Danny O'Neill is 11th best quarterback in the state. They don't allow that many points. Zionsville, but I mean, honestly, talking about running backs, I mean, like I said, Zionsville, if they don't run for 155 yards, they're 1-5 this season, and they've been running relatively well in this postseason run. But if Cathedral can just hone in on that, I mean, I think from that perspective alone, I just think that's where you're gonna. Oh yeah, Scott Turnquist, didn't he? Who did he coach? He coached Covenant for a while, didn't he? Or am I thinking of somebody else? Here, I mean, I can literally go look it up, I guess. Let's see. not Max Preps. I want to go to John Harrell. And only game left. Oh, he's always been in Zionsville. Where have I heard that name before, though? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, if this Zionsville offense gets rolling, I mean, it's wild. Zionsville started this season 3-2. They won. They started 2-0, lost 2. So they lost 4 of their next 5 after starting 2-0, and then won against Avon on the 8th, lost to Fishers in 2 overtimes on the 15th, and then really started rolling. Obviously in the state finals run. So we'll see what they can do. Yeah, a teammate of mine is Kurt Freitag, who is the Carmel running back in their state runs with Morgan Newton. I was gonna say that name sounds familiar. Was a decent running back for Purdue with Danny Hopeless as coach. Yeah, what an era for Purdue football, the Danny Hope era. I I I remember meeting Danny Hope when I was at 1070 during my internship. He's a nice guy, but obviously didn't didn't quite have the good luck coaching Purdue. But you know what? It happens. Oh, well, that's not a good omen. Cathedral's taking the field, and they're running through the banner, and a guy slips and falls while going through it. That's not a good omen. That's not what you want to see. Bad start. Bad start already. We're finally at the coin toss, guys. We're getting close. To finally getting going here. Oh. Let's see. See, last year in this game, Zionsville, of course, they don't have any stats. That's the one bad thing about Max Preps is that there's not always stats for what you need. And I wish there was. I wish there was more of a cohesive, like, hey, we're gonna update the stats, we're gonna update the schedule, and all that stuff. It kind of is wild that some places still don't upload stats for certain games. But I mean, it's not anybody's fault. I mean, obviously, it's all kind of on a volunteer basis. I think anyway, really. But it kind of blows from a broadcast standpoint, trying to get prepared. Because I was gonna see, because I wanted to see what Zionsville did on the ground in last year's state finals, but I have a personal beef with Hopeless. He didn't take criticism at all from the writers of the Black and Gold, who were there for 25 plus years and who were alumni of Purdue. Yeah. I mean, because was he the first coach after Joe Tiller? And obviously, all the success that Tiller had. I mean, it's going to be a tough act to follow. And if you are too brazen about it, I mean, it's gonna rub some people the wrong way. So the kickoff has finally happened. Zionsville is receiving the football. They're going to get it out on the 25 after the touchback. So we're finally underway on the 5A state finals. Let's go. So that's first. Oh, and we've got a penalty already. Not a great start. Delay of game. Well, I said the start for Cathedral wasn't great when you're running out of the tunnel and somebody falls, but it's even worse when when you start with a delay of game. But they get the penalty yardage back pretty much on that first play, so that's what you want to see. That's Colin Price running it for 5 yards. So, and I mean, Colin Price on the year has been a good back for them. He missed, I thought, the last couple of games of the finals run. Yeah, because Gage Banker was in. So to have Colin Price back in, I mean, a guy who's rushed for over 1,600 yards. I mean, that's pretty huge to have him back. So an incompletion, it's going to be 3rd down and 10. Yeah, Colin Price on the season. Let's see. Yeah, hasn't played since the sectional championship against Kokomo, where he ran for 108 yards. So very refreshing to have him back. Oh, what a run! All right, so that's the quarterback getting a run there, broke free. The coverage was chasing him. That's quarterback Christian Abney breaking free. I mean, good on him, man, making something out of nothing. That's what you want to see. Looked like he was going to get sacked, and he ends up shaking some defenders and getting a first down. Tiller Hope, Gazelle, Hazel, and now Brom. I like Gazelle better. Ooh, that was an interesting fake. Some of these fakes, man, I don't quite understand the design of them. When like the running back ran behind the quarterback there, and he was, I mean, unless that wasn't the fact that Abney didn't like freak out kind of tells me that was a design, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe that was literally just a mistake. We can call him Daryl Gazelle if we want. I think the way he had the team, which kind of stinks. I mean, I was hoping that he would be a little bit better as a guy who is a fan of Maction. I was hoping it would go a little bit better for him. So I mean, early on, Colin Price getting the job done on the ground. So I guess the website's gonna refresh a little bit faster than me. So, but that's okay. So Zionsville's gonna have to punt. Looked like they moved the ball pretty well on their first possession, but nevertheless, they're gonna have to punt it away. Yeah, here I'm gonna refresh my stream here. Oh, nope, not that. So I mean, not too bad for Zionsville. Obviously, you'd like to not have to punt, but you know, move the ball a little bit. Showed you can get the offense rolling a little bit. I mean, hey, today is shown that you don't want to get out to the lead early. You want to you want to be trailing early on. If we've learned anything. So 2nd and 10 for Cathedral. Got about, I think, 6-ish there. Wow. So this Zionsville defense has come to play. They get a stop. So both defenses standing tall early on a day that we thought or that we've seen the offenses on full display. The defenses are getting it done early. Hold on, I wonder if I turn off my camera. I wonder if I can go into OBS for the time being. Until somebody joins the call. And I don't think my audio is working in the Discord call, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Oh, that's way too big. We're just going to do this for now until somebody joins the call. So one of our friends joins us. Dooby doo doo doo. Have you watched any of the other two games? This is Justin, right? Drift Tech. I'm fairly certain. Or if not, I apologize. Oh, you even mentioned Carmel. I'm an idiot. So this is definitely Justin. Yeah, the 1A game was pretty wild. I still can't believe Gibson Southern just after Gibson Southern looked like they were dead to rights, and they just absolutely put on a clinic in that. Like pretty much after the after the second quarter got started. So 8:04 to go in the first is what I've got, and ooh, we get pass interference on that. I don't know about that one. I do not know about that one, Chief. That was Bryce Llewellyn coming across the middle for Cathedral, trying to pick up his. Oh no, it's going to be called on number 14. Yeah, I'd say so. You can't touch him like that. That was number 14. That is Caleb Martin. There's two number 14s on the roster. It's Kyron Bronner. There we go. I'll get it eventually, guys. This is this is the first one of these kinds of broadcasts, so we're working out all the kinks. First rematch since the tournament expanded in 1985. That's pretty wild. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, I'd say that's roughing the passer. Dude, Cathedral just getting in their own way with penalties right now. That is not the way. That's not what you want to see. So after the penalty, let's see what they do. See, rolling out, throws to the end zone. Wow. What a play. First completion of the game. Completes it to Trey Firestone. And Zionsville goes on top early, capitalizing on a couple of penalties. Sending out our tweet here. If you want to go give it some love. Christian Abney finds Trey Firestone. Man. Oh. So, I mean, pretty incredible. Let's see, Gibson Southern Preps. Indiana Preps wanted a fact check on something, so now I'm really interested to get the answer to this. All right. So let's see if Cathedral can answer here. I mean, that's going to be really important if they can get back in business. Because, I mean, the Zionsville defense has come to play today. Ooh, wait, are they going to say... Okay, so they are going to give him a catch. It looked like... So, the receiver on that one looked like he was going to the ground. That was Jaron Tibbs who made that catch. Are they going to end up saying... Okay, so they did say it was a completed catch because he kind of bobbled it as he went down, so I wasn't sure if they would call it that or not. O'Neal looks like he gets a lot of velocity on his passes. He looks like he throws it really hard. Will run right up the gut. Doesn't really get much of anything. So 3rd down for Cathedral. Telling you what, I mean, this is Zionsville defense during this state championship run that has really come to play. Although, just as I say that, 1st down for Cathedral, as they're moving the ball pretty well. Zionsville's been really good against the run in this game so far. They've been able to not let Cathedral run, although it's not as if Cathedral can't do more than just run, but Zionsville's been good against it so far, not letting any big plays happen, really. There's been a couple big plays, but other than that, no, they're going to get Zionsville offside. So now it looks like Cathedral's offense is getting a little bit into a rhythm here. Oh, what a fake. What a good fake by O'Neal there. Getting around the edge. So O'Neal can run a little bit too. So let's see, 2nd and 7. And O'Neal finds Tibbs for a touchdown. Look at that. Good bounce back drive by Cathedral there. That's what you want to see if you're a fan of the Irish. So we're all tied up now, 7 apiece. So each team gets a defensive stop. Each team allows a touchdown, and it's 7-7. Not the track meet that we've seen from these other games, and certainly not the start that I anticipated. I thought Cathedral might jump out again pretty early, but Zionsville. Of course, it'll be interesting to see what happens on this next drive because, like I said earlier, Cathedral, if you take away some of those penalties, I don't know if Zionsville necessarily scores. So, and my TV has decided that it wants to not work there for a second. So that's always a good time. I'll miss the kickoff though, so it's fine. It'll be okay. Yeah, so that'll be the thing to watch on this drive for just do that. So now from now on it doesn't it doesn't reveal touchdowns that happen since that's been going on. I don't have to worry about here. Let's see if I can't move my camera. See if we can't although I don't know how. You're in a better sitting position here. So I can relax a bit and not have to sit straight up because that's an awful thing to have to deal with. Oh, I can just relax a bit. Although I am just chilling in my room, my illustrious 3C Media studio here. Tomorrow I may just be like, hey, look, I'm just gonna recline on the couch. So let's see what Zionsville can do on this drive. I'm really interested to see because honestly, I mean, if you think about it, we talked about the penalties. Penalties really came into focus that last drive, or the first drive too, because they had the delay of game that really kind of threw everything off. So see, so far just 48. I mean, 48 yards on the ground is good though. Like I said, 155 yards is the magic number. That's what you're hoping to get to if you're Zionsville. I really like Zionsville's helmets. Like I get Cathedral with oh hey we're the Irish. Oh what man dude, right through his hands. That was right into the hands of Firestone, and he just couldn't make the grab there. But like I get it, you're the Fighting Irish, so you want to kind of emulate Notre Dame. So I get that aspect of it, but I just like Zionsville's looks. Although honestly, if Zionsville went like, because I mean we see it all the time with high schools, like they sometimes emulate, um, you know, like colleges and pro teams. Like if Zionsville went with like the Philadelphia Eagles like style on their helmets, that would look pretty sick too. Ooh, interesting decision to throw. Ooh, that was a risky pass into double coverage there. So Zionsville very lucky to come away with just a three and out there. So Cathedral's offense gets gets the answer, gets the tie ball game back, and now it's the defense standing tall. What's wild about we talked about it, B Scott and I talked about it in the on the podcast, which thank you guys for supporting that, by the way. It's right now the best podcast on the channel. We've had a lot of viewers today, which is awesome. Like a lot of views on that podcast, which is great, fantastic. You'll love to see that. Got a new subscriber today, which we're always excited about and happy about. So thank you guys all for your support on that. Take this moment to remind you that you can like us on Facebook. Crash. Actually, no, that's the old read. At 3C Media Sports on Twitter. 3C Media on Facebook. 3C Media on YouTube and TikTok. You can watch the podcast every week. Twitch.tv/CraigCrash. That's where we live stream. And then, of course, you can listen to us every week on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Wherever podcasts can be heard, you can hear the Crash Course podcast. So Cathedral, now as we get to the closing minutes of the first quarter here. I mean, I think if you're Zionsville as the quarter kind of rolls to a close here, I mean, you gotta be excited because you've hung in with a team that last year, already was up 3 scores by this point in the game on you. So I mean, you gotta be happy with that. We get a flag. Are they gonna get a late hit? Here, also, let's do this. Go full cam. Well, I'm sorry that you get this like weird, unflattering angle of my fat body. That's not great. I get that. That's something we're improving on. There. See? Perfect. Perfection. You have the score at the bottom. You don't have to see my fatness. I can now get rid of these because these are from the normal stream that I do. Where is what? There we go. So offsetting penalties, they'll just replay the down. Apparently holding on Cathedral and a personal foul on Zionsville. See, I know I probably sound weird when I say this, but like I honestly think what they should do is if there's 2 penalties on the play, like I don't understand why they don't just like, let's say Cathedral gets penalized 15 yards. Oh my gosh. Good defense there by Zionsville, deflecting it at the line of scrimmage. Zionsville defense has been ready for this game. They're really playing well. If they're playing with a lot of heart right now, they're getting after the quarterback, which is what you'll like to see. But yeah, I'm surprised they don't do that where it's just like, hey, it's a 15-yard penalty one way, 10-yard penalty the other way, so we'll just mark it off 5 yards, like make up the difference. We get a false start. Cathedral can't get out of their own way either. I mean, you got the penalties on the lone Zionsville scoring drive, and then you've got the you've got the penalties on this drive too that haven't been great. So, not what you want to see. Oh, O'Neal trying to make a play with his legs. O'Neal's shown off a lot of athleticism. He just hasn't been able to find, his mark tonight as far as passing the football. Which is not great. So Cathedral has to punt it again. Zionsville gets a chance to come back on offense as the first quarter comes to a close. I'm not sure how it all works with Cathedral having to move potentially to 6A if they win, because they're an independent. So does that mean they still just play 5A schools? Well, of course, I know they have got some 6A schools on their schedule too, but or what would happen there? I wonder. Oh, what a throw! Abney just stands in. He's getting rushed, and then just delivers a dart to Colton Cooper. What a pass, man! That was great for a first down too. So that'll be it. First quarter done. It's Cathedral 7, Zionsville 7, and Zionsville moving the football really well. Zionsville just played a better quarter so far. I mean, they've been playing better football all the way around. So that's pretty great. If you're a Zionsville fan, you're pretty excited about what's going on. Do 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 do. Okay, this is not what's going to happen. I've got a kitty that likes to jump on my computer, so we're luckily caught her before she ended the stream. There you see her going onto the chair now. And I will be putting her onto the ground there, because we don't want her to she has ended the stream before, so we don't want that to happen. Mm. Second quarter finally underway. Good run by Colin Price to start things off. Blue and Vegas gold. I wonder what constitutes Vegas gold. That's the colors for Cathedral. It's been shown on the bottom there. So first down and 10 for the Eagles. Dude, Price has been running at will. He's at what? Like probably like over. I think he's over 50 yards now on the ground. He's been running pretty well. Which I mean, it's a breath of fresh air to have him back because, like I said, I mean, it's been Gage Bankert for the last couple weeks, and he's been doing well in Price's stead. But to know that you have two running backs in your back pocket, ooh, over the top, oh man, that would have been such a good catch for Zionsville if they would have had that. They're down in 6. That was a deep ball by Abney. He had his man too, but good defense coming underneath by Cathedral there. Good play offensively, just a better play defensively. So Zionsville's going to have a fourth down and 3, and so we'll see kind of what their decision is. Which is kind of crazy because, I mean, high school football is weird, kind of like college in the sense that, like, when you get down to a certain point, you just don't know, like, obviously you don't have, you don't have the high school Justin Tucker on your team, so you don't really want to kick from wherever they are on the field, the 38. That's a 55-yard field goal. That'd be long. It's a long field goal even if at the NFL level. So obviously you're going to, go for it, but also do you want to give Cathedral the ball back in good field position? Maybe you want to try to draw Cathedral offside, but I'd almost say even if you get a touchback, at least you're not giving Cathedral the ball back on like with a short field. Although your defense has been playing out of this world so far, so I mean, that's the other kind of argument you could make. And as you can see, we've got a visitor. It's the kitty herself, Ari. Say hi to the watch party, Ari. Say hello. She's just chilling. Nobody wants to see that, Ari. You're gonna get me banned off YouTube. Don't be showing your butt. I appreciate your attempt to get me views, but that's not gonna work. So yeah, we'll see what they end up doing coming out of the break for the fourth down and 3 because like I said, I mean, it's tough because you don't want to give Cathedral the ball back, but you've been running so well on offense that you almost wonder if you're gonna, you know, especially if you've got like a good play call. I mean, I don't know. It's tough. It's one of those situations where you don't really envy the coaching staff, but it looks like they are going to go for it, like officially. So because we're officially at the level of high school football where the quarterback is not typically the punter as well. Oh, what a play! They fake the handoff. They go over the top. Fourth down. Conversion is made, and Zionsville keeps the drive alive. What a good play call! That was to Gunnar Hartwig. Ooh, good read by the Cathedral defense there. It's big number 99 coming through. Kendrick Gilbert on the stop there. Just ran right up the middle, got Colin Price in the backfield, and defense coming up big for Cathedral there. So 2nd and 15. And the Cathedral defense is starting to step it up. So when it looked like it was going to be a bad time for this Cathedral defense, the defense has really stepped up here on these last couple plays. It's 3rd and 14. Ooh. So the throw on 3rd down, incomplete. Good play design. Just the intended receiver and the defender get tangled up, and that's 4th down and a punt. But it's kind of unfortunate too, because I feel like Zionsville would be more inclined to go for it if they were a little closer to getting it. But when it's 4th and 14, I mean, why risk it? So yeah, they're gonna punt it away. Oh, fumble on the punt and barely gets it away. Wow. Wow. AJ Vinatieri punts it for 6 yards. But I mean, honestly, lucky that he got it away, because that was very, very disastrous. A lot of potential for disaster there, because it could have been, a blocked punt or a fumble or something where Cathedral takes it back the other way for a touchdown. But nevertheless, the Irish get the football back. When the Zionsville defense doing a good job of making sure they're tackling well. There's a lot of silver hats on the tackles. A lot of good plays defensively. Ooh. Next play, O'Neal finds his receiver, Taz Garrett for a first down. So a good catch there by Garrett. And he's got a lot of speed too, so he gets the first down. So another first down by Cathedral. Moving the ball pretty well now. Ooh. O'Neal showing off the wheels. Yeah, the Zionsville defense has been ready for the ground attack at Cathedral, but O'Neal's been able to make plenty of plays with his feet and with his arm to keep that ball moving for the Irish. So second down and 16. What can Cathedral do here? Third down and 5. Be a big stop for Zionsville here if they can get it. And they don't. It's a pass over the middle. That's Michael Page on the catch. Ooh, quick snap. Oh, what a run. Oh, right up the gut. Nobody touched him. Seth Mincer with the touchdown run to put Cathedral on top 13-7. What a run. Good job by the offensive line too, just opening up a gap. I mean, it's a running defense for Zionsville that had been so good up to that point, and then the offensive line just opens up a hole for Mincer to run through. So now Cathedral on top. So we'll see now after Cathedral had that, good drive. We'll see if Zionsville can answer. Zionsville, yeah, they had the ball to start the game. So, I mean, big possession coming up because if Zionsville can score, tie things up going into halftime, then I mean, brand new ball game. You come out for 24 minutes of football. Um if you don't score, if you have like a quick drive 3 and out, or even if you know have a good drive and it doesn't work out, or even if the score goes into halftime 14-7, Cathedral gets the ball to start the second half, and they've got an opportunity to go up by a couple of scores, which you don't want to see. I think Cathedral's been playing well enough. Like, yeah, if you're Zionsville, you've been playing a good enough run defense to where, like, if Cathedral is in a position where they're just going to start doing, a lot more running, you can better defend against it. But the passing attack's been really good so far too for Cathedral. So first down run here, and that's that was Gage Banker, who had done so well in those 2 games in the regional and semi-state. 200, I think it was what, 200 and like over 240 yards in both games. That's pretty wild. Ooh. Oh, what a pass, dude. Great throw there to Trey Firestone, 34 yards. What a good pass. Firestone just beat the defenders too. Like he just got past them. A good throw by Abney too. It's just what Zionsville needed. Your time winding down here in the first half. Third down and 7. Big play here. With about 2.5 minutes to go, we'll see if they can do anything. Zionsville. Oh, what a good throw. Abney's been making some strong throws. That one to Gunnar Hartwig. Um, just beat his man, and Abney just dumped it off. That was a good play. High snap on that one. Ooh, good tackle. Cathedral had the angle there. That was Anthony Kowakowski on the tackle for Cathedral. That was a good job of wrapping up and getting a good tackle there, although Price is starting to limp off a little bit. So that's not good. Especially when he's coming back from an injury. He was at 42 yards. They've been at 68 yards for a while. Oh, good pass. Oh! Adamy tried to thread the needle again and just couldn't do it. Pass broken up by the defense there for Cathedral. What a play to make the stop there. So now a 3rd down and 8. Telling you what, big drive coming up. Like big drive for Zionsville. Tough decision. They're gonna have to burn a timeout to avoid their second delay of game penalty. Let's see. I mean, I know field goals. That's the weird thing about high school football too. Sometimes that like field goals aren't like commonplace. Yeah, Zionsville has not attempted a field goal, so you're in 4-down territory in this situation. So it's not like you're going to, do anything other than go for it. Although they do have somebody right now, so they must just not have logged the kicking stats on Max Preps because they have a kicker warming up right now. Wouldn't that be wild? They're just like, "Hey, I know you've never attempted." It's Vinatieri, Adam Vinatieri. That must be Adam Vinatieri. Oh yeah, that definitely is because it's literally Adam Vinatieri on the sideline. That's wild. Adam Vinatieri coaching up his son on the sideline. That's pretty wild. So I mean, yeah, I just went from I put my foot in my mouth there because I went from oh yeah, kicking's kind of uncommon. Kicking, it's kind of you don't it's kind of hard to gauge at the high school level to like oh yeah, they literally have Adam Vinatieri and his son on the sideline. So Zionsville in decent shape. Ooh, it looked like he caught that. Just couldn't bring it in. Colton Cooper bobbled it. Yeah, he had a foot out of bounds. That's unfortunate because that was a great effort to try to make that catch. So they'll bring AJ Vinatieri out to try to kick a field goal here. See if he can make it. Oh, it was partially blocked. No good. That's tough. That was what? It was 42 yards. So, I mean, it was a fairly long field goal anyway. It would have been impressive if he made it. But, man, too bad. Because that was a good drive for Zionsville overall. I mean, like I said before, if they get a score there, I think you're a lot more confident going into the half. Because it ran off a decent amount of time. There's about a minute and 20 left. You didn't want to give the ball back to Cathedral, but now Cathedral's got all 3 timeouts. They're ready to go. Oh, good run by Danny O'Neill there. It's always weird how there's some names that like you just have to say the full name. Like I could just say O'Neill every time, but instead I can't not say Danny O'Neill. Ooh, good catch. Well defended by Zionsville, but not much you could do about that. Who is that? That's Tibbs making the catch there. That was Tibbs. That wasn't Tibbs. That was Garrett. So second down and 10 here, 33 seconds to go. O'Neal still scrambling, throws it out of bounds. Ooh, what a catch. That is Tibbs that time. Gets it up around midfield. O'Neal's made some really good throws in this game. Even better catch by Tibbs there, getting around his defenders. See, so there'll be 1 second on the clock here remaining in the half. So, I mean, Cathedral gets the ball back to start the second half. I'm going to take a little bit of a break when we get to halftime just because I need to use the restroom. So, it happens. It's part of life, as you all know. So we'll see what the play call is. I mean, obviously, just going to be chucking it downfield the end zone, try to draw a penalty, get maybe a field goal of your own. And last play, O'Neal's going to just keep it himself. He's going to run it, and he's going to be taken down in bounds. But the half is over, and it's going to be 14-7. Cathedral at halftime. Good first half. I mean, it probably a lot. Definitely a different game than what I think originally expected. I think we originally expected more of a shootout, but so far both defenses are playing really strong. All right, like I said, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. There's some of the numbers for you. I'm going to pull up some music. I'm not going to worry about getting a Be Right Back screen right now. Let's see. We're just going to pull up some lo-fi So we'll be right back. All right, everybody. Might actually keep that on, actually, just in the background. Keep the music playing. So, halftime nearing its end, I believe. Good first half, in my opinion. IMO. Looking at some of the stats here, Christian Abney, 5 for 14, 76 yards. It feels like he had a better half than that, though. He had some really good throws. He had Colin Price, bounce back game for him. He's been out the last couple of weeks with an injury. He comes back. He rushes 11 times for 42 yards. The kind of big takeaway from that is the fact that he ran. There were some big running plays early, but really the Cathedral defense has done a good job of containing the run. I mean, Zionsville got out to the 14-7 lead, and then really from there, it was a good job. Zionsville got out to a 7-0 lead, and then Cathedral just did a great job of, it was aided by those two penalties. And since then, Cathedral's defense has really stepped up. And of course, some big catches from Trey Firestone, Hartwig as well. Then on the other side for Cathedral, Danny O'Neill, 11 for 18, 123 yards, and a touchdown. Not necessarily lighting the world on fire like his predecessor did in last year's state title game, but still a good game. You've got O'Neill also on the ground is having a big game, so that's good. He's leading passer and rusher. So just 21 yards without him. He's got 172 yards of total offense. No, can I not math? Let's see. 123 plus 9 would be 100, and yeah, it's 173 yards. So, because I have 193. So yeah, literally, Cathedral has 193 total yards, and 173 of those are Danny O'Neill. He's been having quite the game so far. And then he's been spreading the ball around a lot as well to Tibbs, Garrett, Page. So yeah, the Cathedral offense has gotten into a rhythm. The Zionsville defense has played well. They played better than they did last year. But still, sending a tweet out. So definitely not the maybe the offensive track meet we thought we were gonna have, but both teams have been playing well defensively, and it's been the offensive Cathedral so far that's been kind of a difference maker. Oh, so yeah, we'll see what happens here as they get ready to start the second half. I mean, I think it's a big thing too if you're, talking to your, if you're a senior that's on that team and you're like, hey, last year at this time, Cathedral was running all the way up and down the field on us. So this year we're in a much better position. I mean, I can't pretend like that's not something that's being talked about, in the in the locker room potentially. So Zionsville gonna kick off to start the second half. See if Cathedral can open up. So I mean, big drive coming up for Zionsville for Cathedral because as the kickoff is underway, second half underway. If you're, oh my gosh, dude, the speed, the speed that was displayed there by Johnson on the return, Carson Johnson, just great acceleration there on the kick return. But yeah, it's a drive where if you're Cathedral, if you can, have a good. I mean, obviously you don't care about if it's a one play drive or 11 play drive, but if you can you know move the ball effectively in the second half and or move the ball effectively on this drive, then get a score. You're up 21-7. I mean, pretty incredible. Great screen pass. Good play call there on first down. That's Daniel Hughes who got the catch. Good blocking in front of him on the screen. That'll be big too. I mean, what kind of adjustments did Cathedral make at halftime too? As far as how effectively they can start moving the football. Good pass. Good stiff arm by Tibbs to get the first down there. This drive has been definitely much more fast paced. So I think that's one of the big adjustments that Cathedral's made at halftime is that they're going a little bit more no huddle, a little bit more up tempo offense, or at least it feels that way. Maybe it's not actually, but definitely feels like they've got a little bit more of a bounce in their step on this drive. And I mean, they're just passing up a storm on the Zionsville defense, which I mean makes perfect sense because mentioned it in the first half a little bit that the Zionsville defense was really ready for any run play that Cathedral could throw at them. It was just the passing attack that was kind of haunting Zionsville. Ooh, big time pass. Big time pass. What a catch. Too bad he's out of bounds. Man. Jaron Tibbs definitely made the catch. I mean, if that ball is a little bit more, in bounds, I mean, it's an amazing catch, but instead it's an incompletion. Best looking incompletion that we've seen in this game. Ooh, Zionsville ready for the screen that time. So big third down coming up for Cathedral here. Ooh, wide open. Excellent move. Look at that. He's got the speed. Excellent throw to Garrett there. Taz Garrett, 27 yards on the completion, made a catch. He was in single coverage and just made a nice little move to get by the defender and then got great blocking upfield to get a good 20 yards there. That was pretty insane. So now we'll see what they can do in a goal line situation. See if they can make anything happen. Ooh. Running back just slips. So third down. See if Zionsville can get the stop here. Oh, Tibbs nearly had that catch for a touchdown too. A couple, dude. Jaron Tibbs has had maybe two of the best looking incompletions of the game. He makes a great catch that ends up being out of bounds, and there he caught it in triple coverage. Just couldn't actually bring it down. That's wild. So that brings up fourth down and a field goal opportunity, and this is where the miss or the partial block earlier on Vinatieri comes into play. And the kick is good. So I mean, I guess you got to think that if you're Zionsville, you kind of take that as a partial win because very easily, could have been the way Cathedral was moving the ball. Could be 21-7. You end up standing tall, holding them to a field goal. So I think you're happy with that outcome. I think you're good with that. So big stop. Honestly, a good stop by the defense for Zionsville. And of course, like I said, I mean that's where the miss by Vinatieri comes back. You'd like to have that. Although that was a long field goal anyway. I'm not 100% sure, even if it doesn't get partially blocked, but I'm not 100% sure if that makes it anyway. Um, so yeah, it goes from being a big drive for Cathedral where you're like, hey, they kind of have to, you know, they kind of have to do something offensively to a big drive for Zionsville where, I think you got to score here in some way, shape, or form to keep up with Cathedral. Because I mean, they've played well defensively, but you have the feeling that if Zionsville, let's say Zionsville can't score here, and then Cathedral gets the ball back and scores a touchdown. I mean, 24-7 is already not a great, great deficit to be in the second half, but it uh, definitely feels like an even bigger margin. I mean, 17 points isn't insurmountable, but it definitely feels more like 24, 34 points. You know, um, the way this game has gone. Because remember, Zionsville scored on their second possession of the game, aided by a couple of penalties by Cathedral. And other than that, I mean, the Cathedral defense has played pretty well. Both defenses have played well in a game where we definitely thought points would not be at a premium. Gage Banker gets a little bit of a run. I mean, that's another thing too, is that the running game for Zionsville got off to a really good start. Now the run game hasn't looked all that great. And so far holding true. I mean, they've only got 70 yards on the ground. Early on they had like 50, like it was nothing it seemed like, and since then they've had trouble running the football. So like I said, 155 yards is that benchmark that they have to get to where they're 8-0. Ooh, big time pass, but just a little bit too far. I mean, good pass, just a little bit too far in front of the receiver there. Ooh, nice pass. You know, um, Christian Abney has been making some excellent throws in this game. Both quarterbacks have, the numbers don't like jump off the page and look amazing, but they've definitely had some good plays. That was Wesley Reed on the catch. So I mean, some excellent passes. Ooh, all right. Sets up a 3rd and 1. Or are they going to mark him out of bounds? Because he was like right on the first down marker. It seemed like. Ooh. Good defense by Cathedral there. Zionsville try to play action. I'm not sure I like the call there. I think you've got two excellent runners, Banker and Price. Although I think Price might be hurt. We haven't seen him much since he limped off the field at the end of the first half. So it's going to be a punt by Zionsville. So I mean, Cathedral right now, I think they're in an excellent position here because they got the stop they needed to here. They've really had an answer for the Zionsville offense after that second drive of the game. And now they get the ball back with an opportunity to go up potentially, 13 to 17 points. And that's pretty much seems like, unless Zionsville can then, get something going offensively, that might just be enough to kind of salt the game away. So we'll see what Cathedral can do here now that they've got an opportunity here. Ooh, big time pass. Does he have his man? Oh my gosh, Tibbs is wide open. Oh wow. What a play, dude. Tibbs, who had a couple of near catches, gets an absolute dart from Danny O'Neal. Excellent move, just goes right past the defenders, and a great job by Tibbs there. 73 yards. O'Neal fakes the handoff, and ooh, good job by the defense there for Zionsville. Ooh, little pitch. Oh, nice. for the touchdown. That counts as a pass, too. That's kind of funny. Michael Page on the little shuffle pass there. Nonchalant little little flick to Michael Page for the touchdown. And it's 24-7. Cathedral on top. Oh. Get that tweet up there. Excuse me. Unprofessional. You almost wonder, too, now at this point, whether you wonder if this isn't a make or break drive for Zionsville now. Because I feel like if you don't score here in some way, shape, or form, if you're Zionsville, you're putting yourself in a really bad spot. You know, because if you don't score here, you're likely going into the fourth quarter down 17 to Cathedral, and that's not a place you want to be in. That's not the way. And what's crazy too is that Zionsville's had good drives. Like, it's not like they're, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, an occasional first down here and there, or, they've had some good drives. They've just tailed off. They just can't seem to get their momentum going. So here's Abney on third down. What a throw. Firestone on the catch. I mean, that's proving my point right there. I mean, like I said, good. Zionsville's had some good plays. Abney's had some good throws. It's just only materialized into a touchdown one time, and it was aided by a couple of penalties. There's a first down by Bankert, and that's what you want to see. You want to see the running game finally getting going for Zionsville as we near the end of the third quarter here. Yeah, 81-79 are the rushing yards right now for these two teams. 81 for Zionsville. Oh no, Jesus, that was almost disaster. Abney had it deflected at the line, went right back nearly into a defender's hands. Nearly knocked around a little bit. Almost bad news. Ooh, good pass. Abney to Firestone has been keeping this drive alive. Another good toss and catch. Passing game for Zionsville is coming to play a little bit. Another first down for the Eagles. Things you like to see if you're a Zionsville fan. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you what, the pass rush for Cathedral's been really good on this drive, though, because, I mean, Abney's been good about getting those passes off a lot of times, but there's been a couple of big deflections by the defense. Gage Bankert, a good run there. So that sets up 4th down and 4. So 3rd down and 4 coming up. So we'll see what Zionsville has in store here. 3rd down and 4. Ooh, big time pass. He's got Firestone. Oh my gosh. Had the catch over the defender, but then it's knocked away. And you got to think if they went for a shot there, they might go for it on 4th down. We'll see. But that was a good job of Firestone to jump up there and try to make that catch. Just better defense to deflect it away. So 4th down and 4. And Zionsville's going to go for it. So, I mean, and don't blame them there after missing the field goal earlier, because I think it'd be about the same distance from where it is now. Ooh, good pass rush. The throw, incomplete. So, turnover on downs by Zionsville, and that's not what you want. Mentioned at the beginning of that drive. It's a big drive for Zionsville. You want to get back in the game somehow, and just not able to do so. So instead, it's a turnover on downs. If you're Zionsville, you're going to go into the 4th quarter down by 17 to Cathedral, and that's not what you want at all. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to stop them anyway a couple of times to get back in the game, even if you did score a couple of times. So, not really too big of a concern there, but still, you would have liked to have gotten a stop there, or you would have liked to have gotten some points there. Oh, nice catch by Tibbs. Tibbs has had a great game. Out of bounds to the 50, and Cathedral driving again as we start the fourth. So it's so wild, and I know I've said it a few times already. It's so wild because it does not feel like it should be 24-7 right now. It does not feel like it. It feels like because like Zionsville and um Cathedral have both played well. It's just that Cathedral's defense has stepped up when it has mattered against Zionsville, and Zionsville like just hasn't been able to finish drives. I mean, they've had some good plays. They've got we've seen Abney to Firestone a few times pay off, but yeah, I mean, especially here in the second half or in the second part of this game. And I mean, it's crazy too because it's literally 24 unanswered points by Cathedral. Um, but yeah, this Cathedral offense has been in pretty good shape. Sorry, guys, I'm tired. I'm like probably gonna go to bed like as soon as this game's over. I'm getting sleepy. It's what happens when you're old. You can't stay up as late as you used to. Jaron Titt. Oh my gosh, it's a fumble. Will that count as a fumble? It will. That's the kind of break that Zionsville needed. We'll see if what the flag is, but that's great. We're just getting ready to talk about how Tibbs has been incredible in this game so far. Um, makes a catch, an amazing strip there by Owen Roselle from the Eagles, and Zionsville gets the football back. Now, if it stands, they need to score quickly. They need to score quickly here because, you're down 17. You can't waste a whole lot of time. You know, you'd like to score with a little bit of ease here as Bankert runs up the middle. And I mean, a lot of it goes back to, I think a lot of it goes back to the missed field goal by Vinatieri, because if you have that, I don't know. I mean, I guess you probably still go for 4 on fourth down, but obviously you're much more confident kicking that field goal again. And then in this situation, you're only down 11. If you've had to kick 2 field goals, you're down 24-13. You know, playing some, math here, trying to, you know, make up for those points, but you're only down 11. You score a touchdown, get a 2-point conversion. You're only down 3 at that point. So it's a situation where, you have that field goal before halftime. It's a little bit of a different story. It's 14-10 at the half, and you're in much better shape. And the Cathedral defense on this drive, I mean, it's 3rd down and 11 now. They've really found a way to bottle up the rushing attack by Zionsville. So big 3rd down and 11 here. Plenty of time. Ooh. That should be close to a first down for Firestone. Are they going to give him the first? Wow. That's a generous spot because it looked like he definitely had at least a yard to go. So a good connection from Abney to Firestone there. So 2nd down and 10. We'll throw over to the side. It's incomplete. I was just thinking about it too. This will be the 14th time that Zionsville will have had to go for it, or not go for it, but had a 3rd down situation. Like that's nearing, about twice as much as Cathedral. So see Abney. Abney's gonna throw here. Oh, Firestone right on it. Makes the catch. And there you go. The Eagles get their touchdown and they're right back in it. That's what you want to see. Abney looked like he was going to run it, and then he just decides he's going to pass it downfield. Abney or Firestone makes a good catch there. It's what you like to see. So that was good. I mean, it's exactly what I said needed to happen. Is a quick score, I mean, obviously now big possession for the defense for Zionsville because if they can get a stop of their own, I mean, things are starting to get back. You know, things are starting to go your way again. I do want to say this. I said earlier that Zionsville's 8-0 and running for 155 yards. They have won a game when they haven't run for 155 yards. Because right now they're sitting on 88, which is not bad. And it's one of those things now where I think if you're Cathedral, you're like, hey, you know what? The only reason they have 14 points at all is because of our mistakes. I mean, we had those 2 penalties on the first scoring drive, and we fumbled to allow that last scoring drive. Otherwise, it'd be 24-0 at least with Cathedral on top. And if you're Zionsville, I mean, you're right back in it. Your defense has been playing relatively well, or had been going into the half. So if you can come out and get a stop, get the and a relatively quick stop. I mean, if they let Cathedral burn, 3 minutes off the clock, I mean that's not ideal. So we'll see what kind of offensive approach Cathedral has here on this drive, because they haven't really been able to run the ball that efficiently. So I mean, I can't see really a reason for the Irish to stop passing. So we shall see. Good return by Cathedral. Back up to the Cathedral 46-yard line. First down. Neal's going to run it. This is a big time drive for Cathedral. O'Neal. Big time throw. He's got Tibbs again. Jerron Tibbs has made so many incredible catches in this game. Just has been an absolute athlete. So fakes the handoff, the throw. It's going to skip into. So it's going to be 3rd down and goal here. So 3rd down and goal. The throw. Tibbs again makes the catch. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. Cathedral. Jerron Tibbs, have yourself a night. 210 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, that may have been the dagger for the most part. But, I mean, if there was ever a drive where, I know I've said it a lot where, it's a big time drive coming up for Zionsville, but I mean, this is literally the drive of the game for them. If they don't score here and score quickly, I think they're pretty much done. It's pretty much on life support as it is, but so 6:24 left. Cathedral looking to lock down back-to-back titles. And they got off to a little bit of a slow start, but honestly, in the second half, they've looked really good. I mean, 21 points in the second half. I mean, essentially scored 17 straight points. Sorry, 17. I'm confused. Wait. It was 14-7 at halftime, and it's 31. So, yeah, they scored 17 points in the second half. But, I mean, 31-7 after trailing 7-0. So, it's pretty great. And I can't even really say either that like I don't know what to. If I were thinking of a game plan for the Eagles, I can't really say like what the plan would be because oh wow, what a throw! Oh my god, that was so dangerous. Zionsville faked the handoff, then threw it downfield, and it got broken up. Nearly picked off though. But like I don't really know 100% like what you even do. I think it's going to be a timeout for Zionsville, like because your bread and butter is running the football. You've been doing it relatively okay. 93 yards isn't what you're used to. They've been doing so much better on the ground during this tournament. But at the same time, like your passing has been good, but at the same time, it's been a lot of like broken plays. It feels like the passing game hasn't been like super efficient, but at the same time, Abney's completing 41% of his passes, but the passes he has completed have looked really good. There's just not a clear cut like this is what they should do to make things, this is what they should do to get the offense rolling. So after the timeout, let's see what Abney does. They're going to pass it and wide open. Good catch there by Eugene Hilton. So here we go. Oh, ball's on the ground. That's going to be who's going to come up with it? Cathedral. Wow. That'll about do it. That will about do it. Zionsville fumble. That's pretty devastating. And I'm saying I mean a lot tonight. I realize, man. It does, like I said, it doesn't feel like Zionsville has played all that poorly. Like the score makes it seem like Cathedral just kind of ran away with it, and it just doesn't feel that way. It feels like Zionsville's played okay. They just haven't been able to finish drives and haven't been able to get it done when it's mattered. Danny O'Neal with the run, first down. 16-yard run. He's still been incredible. 355 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Insane. So first down from here, I think you can pretty much, let's see, 40-second clock. I mean, you can run it down to like 2.5 minutes around there. So a penalty on Cathedral. It's going to push them down a little bit. We got another penalty. Oh, wow. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Cathedral. Let's see if they show it again. Second and 29. I mean, honestly, it's probably for the best because you can just run the ball. Yeah, I was going to say, oh, good run there from Menser. Third and 18. You can run this down to under. Yeah, you can run it down. If you run another running play, you can run it down to about 2 minutes to play. Yeah, Zionsville's run defense has been solid. They just haven't had an answer for O'Neal and Tibbs. The law offices of O'Neal and Tibbs. And the field goal up, and there's somebody in the stands dressed as a referee. That's funny. I don't know why that makes you laugh so much. 34-14 now. Cathedral on top, and they're going to be your 5A champions and likely move into 6A next year. Danny O'Neal just been slinging it. They're 25 for 35, 355 yards and 3 touchdowns. Let's see when's the last time. I want to see some stats here. Danny O'Neal this season as a passer. He threw for 347 yards against LaSalle. So this is a career high. for him. Yeah, this is a career high for him in passing yards. And his, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th game this season of 3 touchdowns or more. So I think that's the tweet. Das ist die tweet. Cause yeah, he was I mean, he'll be on the squad next year too. So what about Tibbs? He only had 880 yards going into this game. That's kind of crazy. Not photos. I don't want to look at photos. I want football. It's a career high for yards. So what a game to have your career highs in passing. Oh wow, what a catch. What a catch by Cooper downfield. Sorry, I'm putting some stuff away. Good run there by Abney. So 3rd and 9 here with like 4 seconds to go. throw to the end zone, and it's going to be picked off, touchback, and that'll do it. Cathedral is your 5A state champions. What an interception. What a game. Irish quarterback Danny O'Neill throws for a career high 355 yards and throws 3+ touchdowns for the 8th time this season. So there you have it. So 34-14, the final. Cathedral wins. I sounded disappointed there. I'm not really too disappointed. I think the only thing I'm a little disappointed by is it. Like I said, it felt like a game that wasn't this like lopsided. Like it didn't feel like a 20-point loss for Zionsville. It felt like Zionsville played well enough. They just couldn't get the plays to happen when they counted. I don't know why I'm moving this. I guess because I'm not going to need it until tomorrow. But there we go. Move that back to its normal spot. But yeah, good game. Cathedral wins. So your state finals champions from day one. Lutheran wins the 1A title. The 3A title goes to Gibson Southern. And the 5A title goes to Cathedral. B. Scott and I are 2 and 3 on our picks. We both, he didn't pick Brebeuf. I picked Brebeuf. He didn't make a selection at all. So I'm lumping him in with me. But we both had Lutheran. They won. We both had Cathedral. They won. We just didn't have Gibson Southern winning in that insane game. There you go. Cathedral wins 34-14. A fantastic game. And that will I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the broadcast right there. So thank you guys for hanging out tonight. It was a good time. Actually, let's run through the stats real quick. You had, let's see. First of all, you had Christian Abney, 13 for 32, 214 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Like I said, some of the completions he had were really good. He just, a lot of them, though, were on kind of broken plays, though, too, and I think that's part of it. You see they run for 110 yards. I guess it's not letting you scroll down anymore, so I guess I'll move this back into kind of the frame here. Zionsville runs 33 times for 110 yards, so they are now 1-6, I think, this season when failing to run for 155 yards. I think Colin Price got hurt at one point during this game because he did not return, and they just couldn't get the ball rolling after that. And then Trey Firestone, have yourself a day, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns on the receiving side there. And then Cathedral, I mean, 25 for 35 for Danny O'Neal, 355 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He also ran for 75 yards, so accounts for 430 yards of total offense, which is nuts. And he had, what was it? He had 170 at halftime, so he has like 300 more yards in the second half. You had Mincer with a touchdown on the ground as well. You had Jerron Tibbs having a career day for him. So just incredible. And then, both teams efficient on third down. Fourth downs were solid. I mean, yardage. Like I said, I mean, you look at this comparison here. I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not like it was just a runaway. I mean, obviously, Cathedral had more yards. Both teams, they were about even rushing. It's just, I guess, when you break it all down, Danny O'Neal was the better passer, and that's why why Cathedral ends up winning. So there you go. I mean, still pretty evenly matched. Other than that, just Cathedral made more plays than Zionsville did tonight, and it's like that sometimes. It really be like that sometimes. So yeah, that's where I'll go ahead and leave it for tonight. Again, thank you guys all for watching. I will keep it a buck with you. I don't know entirely, because right now it's about 11:10 when this is wrapping up, and I do work on Sundays, so there's early in the morning, so there's a chance that, especially if it's another game like this one where it's a little bit more one-sided tomorrow for Center Grove Westfield, I will either be not doing it'll kind of depend on the timing, because this game should have started at 7, which based on the time that it finished, it was a little under 3 hours, so it should have been ending right before 10 o'clock. So that would have been perfect. But if it's another day like today where, the 1A game, doesn't get started till 15 afternoon, and the 3A game doesn't get started till a little after 4, and this game doesn't get started till like a little after 8, then I may be either cutting it short or not doing a stream at all. So I'm just keeping it a buck with you. I know I said originally that I would be doing the 5A and the 6A, but we'll just kind of play it by ear. So make sure you're following at 3C Media Sports on Twitter. Keep you use that to keep up to date. At Crash Course FM on Twitter is my personal Twitter. And then also just remember in general to go follow us on Facebook, 3C Media, 3C Media on TikTok and YouTube. 3C Media on TikTok for some TikTok only content as well. Remember, you can watch us live every week, twitch.tv/CraigCrash. That's where you can watch us live. And then remember, you can listen every week for the Crash Course podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Wherever podcasts can be heard, you can hear the Crash Course podcast. So thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. It was a lot of fun. And I